Well, going guys, welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Bourbon Jamaican. We got dropping nukes, ready to grate, and if you are new to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. Subscription is free. We're trying to grow our community and our channel, and today we got something special courtesy of Brady. We got the old Overholt, we got the 10-year, and the one that just dropped this year is the 11-year cask strength rye. These are limited releases, and I think they got another one coming out, which I think is a 16-year. We're looking forward to getting our hands on that one and probably give you the trio. We featured the 10-year in a rye blind, I think. So if you want to go back, check our videos out and see what you're checking, and tell us what your thoughts are on these.
Yeah, so the old Overholt Cask Strength came out last year. It was the first time that Jim Beam had released this in several years. It was 121 proof, 10 years. It was in an escalator style warehouse, so it's like getting on an escalator. It slowly goes up and then it comes back down. So they were constantly rotating from the bottom four to the top four. This year, they just did a normal rickhouse style. And this is an 11-year, all off the bottom four of the rickhouse. So the cask strength on this year's is 107.4 proof. So it's 14 proof lower than last year's, and it's a year older. It does say on the bottle it's 2012 to 24. So there's like the youngest barrel in here is 11. But there's supposedly a lot of 12 and 13 year stuff in this blend.
Nice.
So I don't know if there's going to be a 12 next year or not, considering they put so much high age stuff in this. But we're going to start with the new one, just because it's 14 proof lower, and then we'll go to the new last year's and we'll just compare them. The SRP on these is $100. Last year's was $100. This year's is $100.
That's not bad.
No, I mean, where are you going to go find an 11-year cask strength rye for $100? And it not be something you have to wait in line for.
Yeah. So this is readily on shelves.
This has been at the distillery for like 3 weeks now. And it's supposed to start getting distributed any day now. So I went to pick up an old Granddad 16, and this was on the shelf, and I was like, okay, cool, double whammy. Two birds with one stone.
Perfect. So. That's crazy. So just off the nose, like the 11-year is not as hot, but right off the bat, that 10-year, I get that good burn on the nose.
Oh yeah, that's that 14 proof.
I get like apple. I don't know.
On the first one or on the 11?
Yeah.
It's really sweet. It's almost like a brown sugar.
So like a caramel apple.
Yeah, it's almost like a stewed apple.
Yeah.
Like it's really sugary.
Is that Cracker Barrel being said?
Yeah, fried apples.
Fried apples. That's what I was.
Yes, 100%. On glass 2, I nosed them before this, I cheated. But 2 is a lot more, it's still sweet, but it's more herbal. I get like a floral and a black pepper kind of thing off this. I know we just had the Wild Turkey 101, but I immediately get the black pepper on this, like that peppercorn kind of thing we were talking about. So I get some good oak on glass 2 though.
I get like a clove spice almost.
Yes.
I don't know.
One is so good.
One reminds me of apples so much.
See, this would be a good one. Like for me, I'll be like, it's hot, but this one is actually pretty good.
Coming into this, I already know what you're gonna say. You're gonna like the new one just because of the 14 proof lower. 107 is your sweet spot, which is cool, and the other one's 121. But what I will say, I only had one glass out of this before this, a parking lot pool, and I was surprised. I was like, man, this thing is sweet.
Yeah.
If you gave this to me blind, I don't think I'd guess it was a rye.
I get no apple on the finish.
Really?
Or anything.
I get it on the finish. I don't get it up front. Up front, I get slapped with that brown sugar.
I get slapped with the apple on the nose, but on the finish, I don't have it.
I'm gonna give it one more sip.
Which may be the burn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like the.
It's surprising. It does. The burn is long. It's a long finish.
Yeah, you feel every bit of that 107 proof in the hug. That's for sure. immediately I get that cinnamon brown sugar as soon as it hits my tongue. I get a little bit of that clove the second time around, and then it finishes with like a sugar apple.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got a nice finish to it, considering it's 107 proof. I mean, it is cash strength though. It just came off one of the lower floors. That's all.
Yeah.
I like it a lot though.
I can already smell the burn on glass number 2. I think glass number 2 is more floral. It's very sweet, but the spice kind of complements the sweetness.
So glass 2 to me, it's a lot more char forward. I get that oak and some smoke, a little bit of bitterness.
I'm guessing I get a lot of oak on this one.
It definitely goes floral for me a lot more than number 1. Number 2 to me, I get some really nice, like rich, like caramel on the finish of this one.
Yeah, and so this one, even though as hot as it is, I can still enjoy it because it's on the sweeter side. I'm always like more of a floral, sweet kind of bourbon, but this one definitely, even as high proof,
yeah,
you can definitely enjoy it.
I think the 10-year has a better finish than the 11. I think the 11 has a better up front, but the 10 surprised me. When I've had that first pull of the 11, I was like, man, this is going to be tough competition. And sitting here comparing them, I'm like, I think I like the 10 more.
Yeah.
It's because you got more of a barrel taste in 10 than you do 11.
I like the oak.
That's what you like.
I really like the oak.
Yeah.
And I like that, like, it's almost like a caramel sauce on the back end. Like, it's like a rich, sugary sweetness on the finish
It's
of 10.
almost like a country ham because you get that
It kicks that char away though.
Yes.
Like the char is heavy at the initial.
Yes.
But then like that sweetness just overpowers the char.
Yeah. When I first opened this bottle, I always said it reminded me of like a dinner roll. Like you were saying about Texas Roadhouse earlier. I got like a huge yeasty thing when we blinded this when we first got it last year. And I'm not really getting that today. I'm still getting that cinnamon sugar note up front but it's overruled by the oak now. More and more this is open, the more and more oaky and rich this has gotten, which I love. I'm curious to see if the 11 does the same thing. It has been open for 2 weeks now, so it has had airtime.
And once you get down a little bit, it should be good. But
yeah,
glass number 2 is probably going to be my favorite. Like the initial burn is there, but it kind of settles out. Once you keep sipping, it kind of gets easier to sip once you keep going, but you do get that good, like you said, that brown sugar. But I love that it has that herbal, like Chris said. You do get that clove. It's like a perfect blend.
Yeah, very well balanced. You get your spice, you get your herbal notes, you get your sweetness, you get your barrel char. One is just keep saying one. The 11-year doesn't feel as balanced. Going back to it after drinking the 10, it's almost like a creme brulee. Like I get like a charred, like sugar, like a burnt sugar note. I don't get the oak. I don't get the floral. I just get like a sweetness up front and then a pepperiness, and that's kind of it. Which I don't mind. I really like it, but it doesn't last as long as the 10-year, and it's not as balanced as the 10-year. That being said, though, I mean, would you still pay $100 for the 11?
I would still pay for it because you got to think, not everybody enjoys too much of the spice or the heat, so it's a little bit more subtle, but you still get enough heat. You still get that warm hug at the end of the sip, so it's definitely a great sipper.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? You think the 11 years worth $100?
Yeah, I buy it.
What's good about this is I know a lot of people go crazy for the Michter's 10-year rye. We've had it, obviously, but it's really good. I like it. It's one of my favorite ryes. It's very complex. This 11 year is not as complex, but it's got that extra 13 proof, and it's half the price. Yeah. So in my opinion, I think if you're looking for a Michter's 10-year rye and you can't get one, or you don't want to pay secondary or whatever, I think this is a good replacement.
Yeah.
It's very sweet for a rye, just like the Michter's. It just doesn't have the finish of the Michter's.
And over both of those, you brought it up earlier, but Elijah Craig has a toasted rye.
Yeah.
And I think I would choose that for the price point, I would get that over these and the mixers.
I wonder what the retrospect would compare to this. That has
That's a good point.
but it does have. Don't that have a 17 year in it?
It has an 18-year bourbon in it.
18 year, yeah.
You don't really taste it though. That's pretty rye heavy.
I know it's so rye forward, and that's around the age of I don't know.
Maybe we can do that in retrospect versus the 11-year-old Overholt.
We can throw the Parker.
Yeah, because they have something very similar to it. You know what I mean, as far as like taste and everything goes. So that would be a kind of unique thing to do.
Yeah.
But there you have it, guys. If you've had either one of these, drop something in the comment. Tell us what you think, what your thoughts are. How do you feel about each of them? MSR, they're right around the same. If you want a little bit more heat, you'll go to the 4T 114, and if you're just looking for something just to share with friends or beginners that's not too happy about the heat, I would go with the 11-year.
Yeah, the 11 year is definitely a good move. Let us know if you guys had last year's 10-year, and if you'll be looking for the 11-year this year.
Let me know in the comments section whether or not the Niners won tonight, because this will probably be on the backside of it. So you talk that stuff in the chat.
And again, if you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe, like, share,
Let's go Niners.
All right, there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Thanks.